Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. I'm Daniel.
I'm Gabriel.
And we're the Colombian Cousins on Friday with the Cousins.
Yup.
With the next episode of Avatar, The Last Airbender. This one I'm excited about. Like legit excited because Toph was like an unexpected surprise for me. I mean, you knew that Toph existed.
Yeah, I did.
I did not know that. I thought we met all the main characters. I mean, we're like a season and 7 episodes in. There are 6. And it was, I knew we were looking for an earthbending master, and I figured it would be Boomy.
Mm-hmm.
Then when it showed Toph, I was like, oh, this could be cool. But then when it showed her fighting style, like that, I was all about that. Like,
yeah,
she fights very differently than all the other earthbenders do.
Yep.
Like, she's not brute force. She listens. She's very fluid. It's kind of like, She did a move where like the rock came, she kind of redirected it, threw it back. It's like that's how almost like Katara fights with her water. She's very like flowy with it versus just like like in your face.
like you said, just like super aggressive and
and the whole like the way they did it, like she's so in tune with her power, she can like sense the ants walking. That's crazy. That's like next level power.
We compared it to Daredevil.
It's very Daredevil-esque, which is like one of my favorite, like Marvel, or probably is my favorite Marvel show, or up there.
Yeah, it's a good one.
So, and now that she's joined the team, which I didn't expect, I was hoping she wouldn't just that would just be a one-off episode that they've done in the past.
Yeah.
And if anything, I was hoping it'd come back to her every now and then. But now that she's part of the team, like, where are they going? They have their
They have the master. Yeah.
So, do they just go somewhere and train, or do they think they're going somewhere, but then they're being chased?
Yes.
Yeah, right. So then it's like something that changes everything.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see like what the next, because of Toph now, I'm curious to see what the next phase or the next step is.
I'm excited to see him train. Earthbending. Yeah.
And like, and I wonder if like she'll adapt and learn, like to face an opponent, even though there's not any airbenders, to face an opponent like Aang, who's so light in his feet, she finds a different way to sense.
Yeah, she's gonna have to, because like whenever he's not on the ground, like when he was like floating from one area to the other, one spot, like she couldn't sense that until he landed, and she was like, oh. But
then at that point, he's already like, she can't anticipate his landing,
right?
And do something leading up to it. Like the other guys that do a cartwheel, and as soon as they touch, she's like, I already know where they're gonna eventually. Like slide their feet,
Yeah, like she could tell that, like, oh, he landed softer, and he was more like a gliding type.
Yeah. So, I'm excited to take this one out. This one is called Zuko Alone,
which on the last one I think we had said
we haven't seen Zuko or Azula in a while.
Yeah,
and I always saw Zuko. Last time we saw Zuko, he left Iroh.
Yeah,
and he went off on his own. And I had theorized that maybe Iroh follows him from a distance or something, but I don't know.
Like he wouldn't truly just let him go off the grid. Yep.
Mm-hmm. So we'll see like what his mission or what his purpose is now that he's kind of on his own. Is he going to find himself? That's an arc I kind of want to see, because I feel like that maybe is more of a redemptive arc.
Mm-hmm.
Zuko. That's
Well, I don't remember if it was not the last time we saw him. Well, I think so. When he left at the end of towards the end of the episode, but that same episode, he put the mask back on and he
went out to the city and was kind of
that same guy that made Iroh dance for money. He went back and took his things.
Got revenge, got money. The money.
I wonder if he's gonna go down that route.
Right. Well, like just like an angry route, he goes that direction. Mm-hmm. But we see like a little bit in his, like there's been little moments where he's like. He feels bad, or he's second guessing whether or not the Fire Nation is where it's like where he belongs. Like the time after he met with Aang and he was laying in bed looking at the Fire Nation like symbol on the wall. I don't know.
Yeah,
like something's going on through his head.
There's been a glimpse of hope for him.
Yeah. So with that being said, I'm ready to hop in.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
Cool. All right, here we go.
I mean, I don't want to say it, but I feel like she did offer herself, the mom, in place of Zuko, because that was what was going to happen. Like,
yeah,
Like he was maybe gonna kill Zuko or something, and then she was like, "Take me," or I don't know.
Man, but see,
this whole thing seems like
maybe something happened. So, okay, like first Ozai said, "You should make me the Fire Lord," and then his dad got mad about that.
Yep.
And then it's like, was Azula lying about him saying, "Well, you need to understand, you need to take your firstborn"? Is that a thing? Okay, let's just either way he was against it. But then his mom like goes in the night and does something. Even if she sacrificed herself, that doesn't mean what how did the grandpa just suddenly die? And then his dying wish was to make Ozai the Fire Lord, the next in line. So
I think like Ozai killed him.
Yeah, so I think so. Then Ozai killed. So then what happened to the mom?
He killed her too.
But why? For what? Like
in place of her son. I mean,
but he doesn't have to kill his son anymore if he's going to kill if he kills his dad.
Well, that's fair.
So then it's like what? So then there's like two things happening.
I don't know.
The mom leaving and the grandpa dying. I can't find the connection right now.
So do you think the mom just left for what, like whatever reason?
But she was like, she protected Zuko, and so for her to leave,
whatever she did it out of protection for Zuko. We know that.
Yeah, somehow. Unless she struck a deal with her, like she knew that what happened. Like she caught her husband.
That's what I was
killing the dad. And so then, but then she would have ran away with Zuko.
Yeah, like why leave Zuko behind?
Unless she struck a deal with her husband, like I won't kill you or something, or I won't hurt Zuko or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you leave, you have my word that Zuko is fine. But why would he be angry at her? Maybe because she saw it happen. So he's like, I'm gonna have to kill you, but I'll let you leave.
Yeah.
But you have to leave my son. And so maybe she saw.
Or it's like if word gets out, then Zuko.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's missing pieces, but this is like a whole new change on things. So what they're basically doing, Zuko was kind of like the villain in the first season, and now he's becoming like it's like you're starting to learn more about his backstory, and so you're starting to sympathize a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, just like with any kid, right? Like that is rebellious in school. You're always like, what does his home life look like?
What happened at home?
Yeah,
it's not just. It's like nature versus nurture. How much of it was his upbringing and influences like that? How much of it is just like in his biology? Like it's just who he is.
Yeah. I mean, for Azula, like it's in her DNA. Like she's always been little.
Yeah, like since he was
on the bad, evil side.
Well, obviously we're seeing here that the dad is one way, the mom's another, and so I guess it's just one of those things where Zuko spent more time with his mom, and so that probably was a lot of where the influence came from.
Yeah. Which is probably a little bit of what we're seeing right now. Like, we've seen like
the little backstory.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which, and then on top of everything, like they were talking about Iroh being and because they even said if Iroh's son,
his bloodline,
that his bloodline. So now I kept thinking. I never assumed that. I knew Iroh was like of royalty, but I didn't know that he was the firstborn, or I didn't know like he was like next in line. I was trying to like connect the dots, because then I was like, that's kind of a big deal. Like, are we supposed to know that he's first? And then they finally said it. Like they straight up said it. Like he was first in line.
Yeah.
So like now Iroh, it's like he wasn't just like some highly touted general. Like he was supposed to be like the Fire Nation or the
like
Fire
Lord. Yeah, next oldest son.
Yeah, but
what was Ozai's argument like? Well, if his bloodline's gone, like once he dies, then what? I mean, they would just move it to him then.
That's what would happen.
He didn't want to have to wait.
Yeah, because I mean, after if Iroh dies, then and he doesn't have any other kids, then it just goes to Ozai anyway.
Yeah, I guess he just like didn't want to have to wait for all that.
Yeah.
Dang, that backstory was heavy.
I know.
Yeah,
the family drama, man.
I'm feeling bad for Zuko.
Which is crazy. This is a good episode, and it had it literally, the show's called Avatar, and it showed nothing about the Avatar.
Right.
But this is what makes a good show is whenever you give like a lot of these other side characters like depth and meaning, and they're not just like chess pieces that to help move the story along.
Right.
Like it's all about Aang. These are just little side characters, whatever. Like obviously, like there's less. Zuko has like a big story arc. we're still learning more about Katara, you know, and like the waterbenders. But like now we're hearing more about Iroh and even Azula, like a sibling. There's just more depth, and they have their own deep storyline.
Yeah.
But what the heck happened to his mom?
Yeah, I know. And
when he saw that vision, I was like, is that like his mom? And then I was thinking, do we even know who his mom
yeah,
is?
it's never referenced their mom until now.
Yeah.
I think. I'm pretty sure. But,
yeah, I don't think so. Not that I've seen.
But yeah,
so it makes me wonder the whole bit about him going to find the Avatar to redeem himself. Is that even a real thing? Or, I mean, was he always out to get his son? Like at that point, he was like all about Azula.
Yeah.
And so he didn't really care for his son. And so he was kind of looking for any opportunity to just
like
banish him. Because you could tell even when they were younger trying to show, he was like agitated by it.
Yeah. Like he's like, let me show you what I've learned. And he's
like
a frown.
Yeah. Like annoyed.
Yeah. So maybe like when Zuko spoke out of line in that meeting, he was just like, all right, well, we'll battle it out or whatever.
Yeah. But he's like, I'm done with you. I'm tired of you. Anyway.
I'll find a way to whatever. But dang,
But I know. I mean, more than likely, he killed the grandpa. Was not going to make Ozai the next in line. So then, obviously, he killed his grandpa. I don't know if Iroh would. I wouldn't know Iroh's response to it all.
Well, yeah, because like even just
Iroh would be like, "What do you mean I was next?" He would be like, "I was next in line." What do you mean he said that? And then he's also the one that went with
Zuko.
So that's like a way of like kind of getting rid of who was supposed to be the Fire Lord, like his only potential threat. Technically, if you think about it, his threat to the throne are his brother, who was supposed to be in line.
Yeah.
And then his firstborn son, technically, would be next in line.
Mm-hmm.
And so by banishing those two, he's banishing the two that would,
But you think he banished Iroh? Because every time that Iroh's ran into like other generals or people of high status from the Fire Nation, they've always treated him with like good respect.
I wouldn't say banished, but just like put him on, like sent him away, like on like kind of a fool's errand, like just like.
Yeah, but he wouldn't question it. Like, so what happened to Dad? And like, why are you
right?
Here?
I would think so.
Yeah,
I would think so. Unless like deep down he knows what his brother did, but we see how Iroh's like
maybe he didn't even want it.
He's a good guy. Like he didn't even want that, or he just let it go.
Yeah,
he's just like I know what he did, but it's not. I'm not gonna.
Maybe he's more
Well, I mean, like, he lost his son. He may have lost that fight in him anyway. And,
right.
And right now it's all about just like trying to protect Zuko, his nephew.
He sees him as a son. So
yeah.
I mean, I can buy that.
Yeah, but there's a lot. Like what Iroh's response, what happened to the grandpa? He was probably killed, but then what does that have to do with the mom? Did she see it and therefore she had to run away? And all she could tell her son was like, "Don't forget who you are," and then ran off.
But she said, "Everything I do to protect you." So that's why it leads me to believe like
true,
she did something to like spare his life or something. I don't know.
Right.
But it's still early in the storyline, so it's like, well, obviously they don't want us to know everything right now, but a lot of
man. Then this opens up a whole. We haven't even talked about Avatar and all that.
Yeah, I'm like
stuff.
Aang.
Who was Aang?
Yeah, Aang. Yeah, yeah. That's dang. That was a good episode. There's been like very few episodes, in my opinion, that don't have to do with the Avatar where I've been like, dang, that's a good one.
Yeah,
but this one's
I can't think of another one. This one was needed.
The whole backstory thing was like, dang.
Well, last time they gave us backstories about Zuko, they also gave us backstories about Aang, and that was a good episode.
Yeah, because they showed like parallels in their
lives.
Yeah.
But this one was like, he was going back in time and like remembering his life. And there's still a lot. Like we can go back to that and still spend like, you could do a whole spinoff on like the Fire Nation and like Zuko's life growing up and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And he definitely got better, a lot better, because he fought for it. But
like in actual fighting, you're saying?
Fighting,
yeah. Oh yeah.
He's like, I mean, he's I don't know if he's mastered firebending per se, but I mean, he's beaten everyone he's fought.
Like,
even
almost with ease.
Even last season, he beat Admiral Zhao. He was able to like match up with him, but except his sister and Iroh.
Right. Those are true masters.
Those are like way up there, and he hasn't attained that.
Right.
And I'm guessing his dad's like that up there too.
Yeah, probably. I mean, like Azula, she probably worked for it, but it just like was in her already. Zuko's had to
work. He could probably maybe reach that.
He
but
could
it's
get there.
gonna take
Yeah.
work.
Yeah. It takes.
He may
takes
be like
time for him.
older. Azula's still young. Like she's a teenager.
Yeah.
She can do that stuff.
Yeah. I mean, she's a prodigy. But
Man, dang, that's wild.
dang, this was.
Now I don't know where I want the story to go. I kind of want to learn more about this, but I want to know about Toph.
It's like they need a whole other series for Zuko.
I know.
In that whole line.
Well, that was good. You got anything else?
No, towards the end, I'm pretty sure I didn't say anything for a while because I was just like so invested in the story. But I mean, I think we covered it all.
Well, yeah. I'm sure like people without spoiling us, people will probably tell us if we're like close or like what.
Yeah.
If we're way off, or maybe they'll tell us something we missed. Maybe there's something in the show that we missed, that like a little hint about the mom that we missed. But
right. Yeah.
Anyway, very nice. Though that was good. I enjoyed that a lot. So cool. If you guys enjoyed watching that with us, consider subscribing. We also have the uncut versions of these over on our Patreon if you want to check those out. We also have a Discord, Instagram, and a TikTok if you want to follow us over there. Otherwise, we'll be here next week with another episode. It's ramping way up.
Yeah.
Man, I've been hearing like this show, like it crosses like this line and it's just up and up and up.
You're just like, I can't stop watching it.
And I'm like, man, these last 2 episodes have been really good. So
yeah.
I'm excited to see where it goes. But yeah, that's all I got.
Yep.
All right, cool. We'll catch you guys in the next one.
Peace.
Peace.